Welcome to Emma Wonders, the podcast in which we look at the psychology of human behaviours and try to answer questions we often wonder about in life. So let me just ask the question out loud today. I should be further ahead by now, right? Ever thought that? You wake up one day, maybe after scrolling through Instagram, maybe after a long day at work, or even just while brushing your teeth, and it hits you like a quiet panic. Wait, is this it? Shouldn't I be doing more? Earning more? Loving more? Living more? It's like everyone else got the memo on how to make life work, and somehow you missed the delivery. Here's the thing. That thought, that I should be further ahead thought, is one of the most universal whispers of self-doubt. But it's also one of the sneakiest, because it wears the costume of ambition. But underneath, it's often just comparison, shame, and fear doing a little puppet show. Let's talk about timelines. We've all been handed this invisible checklist, haven't we? Graduate by 22, get a good job by 25, fall in love, buy a house, have kids, save money, retire. And if you miss a milestone, or take a detour, you start to feel like you're failing at life. So where did we even get these timelines from? Who decided all these? I'll tell you who. Nobody who matters to your unique journey. The truth is, there is no universal timeline. There's no rulebook, no referee, no one keeping score. As the philosopher Alain de Botton once said, the idea that one ought to have everything sorted out by a certain age is one of the most unnecessary and cruel pressures we place on ourselves. Think about trees. Some grow fast, shoot up tall in a few years. Others, like the oak tree, take decades to mature. But when they do, they're strong enough to weather anything. You're not behind. You're growing at your pace. Let's not forget the modern villain in all this, comparison culture. You go online, and suddenly everyone is launching businesses, traveling to Bali, getting married, writing books, and somehow also doing yoga at 6 a.m. And there you are, in your pajamas at noon on a Saturday, wondering why your timeline doesn't look like theirs. But remember this, you are comparing your raw, unedited footage to everyone else's highlight reel. We're all just trying to figure it out. Even the people who look like they've made it, they're still lying in bed some nights wondering if they're doing enough. Brené Brown said it beautifully. Stay in your lane. Comparison kills creativity and joy. You can't see your own path clearly if you're always staring at someone else's. Now here's something we rarely talk about. Not all progress is visible. We often drastically underestimate our own progress. Sometimes you're not moving forward because you're building something inside. Resilience, perspective, strength, clarity. It's like being in a cave, sharpening your tools before you head out into the wild. You might feel stuck, but maybe you're actually staging a comeback. You're not behind, you're loading. In the book Atomic Habits by James Clear, he says, "All big things come from small beginnings. The seed of every habit is a single, tiny decision." So what if you're not behind? What if you're just preparing? Let's pause for a second and ask the deeper question. Further ahead? By whose definition? What does ahead even mean? More money? More followers? A title on your LinkedIn? Or waking up without anxiety? Having peace in your mind? Loving what you do? Or at least who you are becoming? Sometimes being ahead means finally learning how to rest, or how to say no, or how to let go of toxic relationships. That's growth too. That's success too. And you don't need a trophy or a certificate to prove it. You know what's wild? The very belief that you should be somewhere else takes away your power to be where you are. The present moment is the only place where life happens. The only place you can heal, act, breathe, begin again. If you're always sprinting toward a finish line that keeps moving, you'll never feel enough. But if you stop, look around, and ask, what's one kind thing I can do for myself today? That's when things start to shift. You start making decisions from self-compassion instead of self-criticism. So, if you've been thinking, I should be further ahead by now, I want you to hear this. You're not behind. You're not broken. You're not late. You are exactly where you need to be to learn what you're meant to learn right now. And maybe the journey isn't about racing ahead, but about learning to walk with yourself, with kindness, patience, and presence. As the poet Rumi said, try not to resist the changes that come your way. Instead, let life live through you. So keep going. You're doing better than you think. If this episode resonated with you, take a deep breath. Let go of the pressure for a moment, and maybe share this with someone else who needs to hear it too. Thanks for wondering with me today. I'll see you next time on Emma Wonders.